Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to Joyful Living. Today I am sharing with you my April favorites, things throughout this month that have brought me a lot of comfort, and yes, you knew I was going to say this, a lot of joy, and I'm really glad that you're here. So first of all, if this is your first time here, I'm Jen. And what I do over here on Joyful Living is just kind of invite you into my home, into my life. I share with you things that I get excited about, things I'm passionate about. And right now, during this period of great unpleasantness, I have found myself maybe more in need than ever of just some comfort things to look at, things to read, things to listen to. And today I'm bringing you my favorites from this month. So it's sort of like Favorite Things Quarantine Edition. And if they are actual things and not just like a YouTube channel that you can go and watch, I will put the links below. None of them are affiliate. It's just for your own reference. So, you know, look around for the best price always. But this first thing is really fun because I didn't even think I was going to share this, but I don't know if I can even share it as a favorite since I literally just got it off my front porch. But because I just started a YouTube coaching business. I mean, this thing is a baby. I just finished with my third client. I have another client I'm starting with this week. But the coaching and the mentoring and all of that requires a lot of planning, and I needed a spot for that was not in my regular planner. There just was not enough room for everything I needed to keep track of. So I wanted a second planner. I didn't want to spend a fortune. I got this one off of Target. I think it was under $20. I will put the price for it right here. And for the price that it was, when I got it in the mail, I was actually kind of shocked at how beautiful the quality is. And I'm just now opening it up, so we will look at it together. It is a daily monthly planner, July 2020 through June 2021. So if any of you are looking at all of the different planner options, you can spend so much money on planners, and I have spent so much money on planners. So I'm always looking for a little bit less expensive options, and I'm just shocked at how nice this is for under $40. So let's look at it real quick. It does have this nice like laminated, really kind of thick cover on it. And again, this is, how many months did I say this is? This is July to June. It's got this really cute cover. It just says Day Designer, the strategic planner and daily agenda for living a well-organized life. I don't know why I said that like that. And then it's got the same thing there. I'm not going to take you guys through like a whole, wow. Okay, this has stickers. I'm just like, this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting something much simpler than this. Can you guys see? This has gold foil stickers that are just gorgeous. 2 sheets of those. You've got a pocket here, you know, so you can put papers in there. And is that on both sides? Yes. It gives you this whole how to use this planner, planning a well-designed life, designing your days. I will say the paper is not as thick as plum paper, but it is nice paper. And it's got set your goals. I mean, look at this thing, you guys, especially for somebody like me that's running a business. This is really nice. It stay on course. And then your days, so for each month you have your just a typical monthly layout. And then you have, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, so it starts in July. This is not at all what I was expecting. Okay, so then here is what the layout looks like here. You've got, I'll take still photos of these because it's not going to come out because the way I have my camera set up. But you've got today's schedule with all of your hours on the left, which I really did need that because I'm scheduling a lot more actual appointments. And then you've got today's top 3, to do, notes, tonight, and gratitude. I really like that. I am also loving that for Saturday and Sunday, you actually have a full day. Because I run my own business and I work from home, my schedule is very fluid. I don't work a traditional schedule. So the fact that it's got Saturday and Sunday has the whole day from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., I really like that. So this is lovely. So I would say if you were looking for kind of a budget planner, especially because it comes with all of those stickers. And then at the end of every month, you've got notes. So honestly, the layout is very similar to my plum paper layout. I would say the coils aren't quite as nice, and I would say the paper is a little bit thinner. But I mean, for the difference in price, this would be a great option. And especially if you were looking for just like a plug and play. Sometimes I feel like the online planners, it's so complicated to order them. You're like, what layout do I get? And I don't know what I want because I've never had a planner before. So we are adding the Day Designer Daily Monthly Planner from Target to our list of favorite things for today. Okay, that's really beautiful. I'm really happy I opened that up with you guys. So the next things I'm going to share are YouTube channels. There are 2 YouTube channels right now that I am watching more than any other. One is a smaller channel that some of you probably already follow, and that is Karen's USA Adventures. Karen lives in the UK, and she just has such a sweet, bubbly personality, and I'm just finding her really, really comforting right now. So definitely check her channel out. I'm always watching her. And then the other one that I'm watching, and I don't know where I mentioned it, I think maybe in the podcast that I did for my patrons, but the Chateau Diaries. Definitely check out this woman's channel. Her name is Stephanie. She lives in a 17th century chateau in France. Her life could not be any more removed from mine, but she's quarantining just like Karen is, just like I am. And they're restoring the chateau, and you can stay there, and it's spectacularly beautiful. And she films on her phone. Like, she's just a normal girl, except for not really. And you'll know what I mean when you watch it, because she's pretty spectacular. She's younger than I am, but not by much. And I just love that I can watch the life of this woman that is so different than I am, but is really very similar to me. I mean, we both love beautiful things. We both love our family. We both love our friends. We both love good food and good wine and all of that. And she's just a joy to watch. So if you're looking for something that is a complete departure and escape, I definitely recommend the Chateau Diaries. And again, I will for sure put that link in the description box below. And then the third channel I'm watching, I mentioned in the vlog I did about my planner, Catherine Morgan's channel. So Catherine is a ballet dancer with the Miami Ballet. She actually has a very similar story with thyroid disease to mine. She's much, much younger than I am, but I've been taking her ballet classes, and I am all in on the ballet. On Instagram, you guys said you really want to hear more of my ballet story. The truth is, I'm not 100% sure yet that I'm ready to share the whole story because it's still so raw, even though I was kind of kicked out of my classical ballet school in 1986. It's still one of those things that I get super emotional. And I wasn't kicked out for bad behavior or anything. This was one of those schools that you had to audition to get into, and my body type just wasn't the right type of body. And because I tend to be an all or nothing person, when I discovered that I did not have a path to becoming a professional, it didn't even occur to me to like study it in college, or, I mean, I did do theater for a really, really long time, so I kept that part of my life going. But to me, it was like the classical ballet course only looked like this, not course in like a class, but like the path to becoming a classical ballet dancer had to look like this. And when that was shattered, I couldn't seem to figure out what I was supposed to do next. So I may share that whole entire story. I may not. Bottom line is, the reason her channel is one of my favorite things is because I am doing ballet 3 to 4 times a week with her. Y'all, I actually just ordered, and I was kind of hoping it would come before this video. I ordered my first pair of ballet shoes, and I was just like, I have not ordered. The last time I bought ballet shoes, let's see, I dropped out I was kicked out in 1986. I did attend a couple of other kind of less competitive schools after that and ended up quitting entirely by the time I was 17. So that would have been 1987. And the last time I bought ballet shoes, it was one of these, they feel a lot like Ollivander's wand shop from Harry Potter, one of these old, like from the 1940s places, and there was always one of these old guys that worked there that would fit me for my point shoes, and they were just fabulous places. But now you can just order them on Amazon. Now, I did not do toe shoes. I'm not crazy. I'm not at 49 trying to do point, I promise. But I did just get the regular ballet shoes, and I ordered a leotard, and I ordered a bar to have in the, it's just, I've gone a little cuckoo, but I'm doing it almost every day and it is bringing me so much joy. So definitely one of my favorite things is ballet, and I'm still running. And I actually looked up, there's a lot of great information online about why ballet is so great for runners. So I'm kind of looking all of that up, and it lengthens a lot of those muscles that running tends to shorten. So it's a great cross training. I still have not gotten through a whole class. She has classes that are like the bar and then the center work, which is what you would typically do in a ballet class, but her bar class is like an hour long. So I've gotten like 45 minutes through, and I'm planning on working up to being able to do the center work. And it's just joyful. There's so much bad right now. The fact that I can uncover something that I used to be so passionate about, and now I can do it in the comfort of my own home. That is just a win-win. So let's move on to, I want to share one more thing that I've been kind of obsessively watching as one of my favorites, but I just am on the last chapter of this book. So I wanted to share this as one of my favorites, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. If you have ever in your life felt marginalized, or as though your voice was being squelched, or as though you just couldn't express who you really were, and like you were always trying to fit into someone else's expectation, this is the book for you. Oh my word. It's kind of half, as a lot of Glennon Doyle's, I guess all of them really, because I've read all of them now, they tend to be half memoir, half encouragement and inspiration. But especially for the times we're going through right now, I just found her words so comforting. In fact, I'm starting this chapter called Comfort Zones. I'm this much done. And it's one of those books that I've moved through pretty slowly, but not because it's boring, because she drops these truth bombs and you just want to sit with it. You just want to give it a minute. Kristen Bell posted on Instagram when she was done reading it, and she was like laying on her bathroom floor, just overwhelmed. And that's kind of how I feel. I've been savoring it. Like when someone sends you really, really good chocolates and you want to eat them really slowly. That's how I have felt about this book. So definitely pick it up. You will love it. Have loved it. Okay, now this next thing that I have loved is the most expensive thing I'm going to share today with my April favorites, and that is my new MacBook Pro 16-inch. So the thing about the MacBook Pro, I had a MacBook Air and I loved it, but I was really struggling with the processing speed with my videos. I started doing YouTube on an iMac, and the iMac was great for editing, but I wanted a laptop, so I got an Air, and it just was not cutting it. Like, it was taking forever for my videos to upload to YouTube, both on my iMac and on my MacBook Air. My son, who is a genius with computers, started doing some research, and he's like, Mom, for as much as you're uploading, you really need to get the MacBook Pro. My husband actually got this for me, and I'm telling you, now here's the thing about the MacBook Pro. It's big. It is big, especially the 16-inch. It's big and it is heavy. But if you are a YouTube creator, the speed at which the videos render on this thing is crazy. I cannot tell you, I really feel like I'm saving between 20 and 30 minutes per video, and I upload up to 4 times a week. So think about all the time that I'm saving. And it's just, I can't even express it. Like, the MacBook Air was good. This is phenomenal. I don't have enough good words to say. If you want more information about my journey on how I decided to use this and kind of, the different machines I've worked through, please let me know. Obviously, this is one of the most expensive Apple laptops, but it's worth it. For me, for this point in my business, 100% worth it. Also because it was a gift. That's the other reason it was worth it. But the case I have it in is kind of a star as well. I bought this little Lily Pulitzer laptop case. I love, it's funny, I love Lily Pulitzer prints on things. I don't necessarily love to wear her clothes, but I do love her patterns, like in luggage and journals and things like that. So this you can get on Amazon, so I will give you a link down below. I love that the zipper on it is gold. And I love that you've got this really pretty gold tag on the zipper. And then it's got the little Lily Pulitzer right there in gold. So I just love it. And it fits my laptop beautifully. And so yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite things. So the next thing I'm going to share with you for what I'm loving, and this is like my stack. And I'm going to start with this one because O Magazine just turned 20 years old, and I have been subscribed to O Magazine the entire 20 years. I have a secret magazine problem. Okay, so let me tell you my story about magazines. When I used to babysit when I was in high school, I babysat for the Johnston family, and they were wonderful, and I loved them. And their house was in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was one of these houses that was built in the 1950s, completely restored, absolutely spectacular. And she had this little sitting room, and she always had brand new magazines set out kind of like this on this little table in the sitting room. And whenever I would babysit, I couldn't wait to put the kids to bed because I knew I could go and read the magazines, which I know seems kind of dumb, but I was always super excited to sit down and read the magazines. So when I had a home of my own, and it was such a luxury for me to finally start getting magazines, and still to this day, this girl loves her magazines. So in front of me, I've got my O magazine, I've got my Food Network magazine, I've got my Southern Living magazine. Better Homes and Gardens is okay. This used to be better, but O is still just such a great read. So many great articles in here, and I feel like Oprah has kind of aged along with me, and every year as she's gotten older, I've been able to look up to her as, you know, kind of like a big sister, somebody that's a little bit further along the path than I am. And yeah, so magazines, that's my other favorite for April. And then my final April favorite is Phantom of the Opera. And I am obsessed. I am like a toddler, because you know how toddlers like to watch a movie, at least my toddlers always did, over and over and over again. Okay, first confession. I'd never seen Phantom of the Opera all the way through. I'd seen scenes from it, I knew the story, and I'd seen the movie, but I'd never seen the stage production. I know, as much of a Broadway person as I am, that's a little bit crazy. But as you know, 2 weeks ago on the Show Must Go On, where they're live streaming Broadway, or maybe you don't know, but I'll put a link below because I'm not sure what show is coming up this Friday, but they have amazing shows. They had Joseph, and then they had Jesus Christ Superstar. Evidently, they're working through the Andrew Lloyd Webber playlist. And Andrew Lloyd Webber's actually been doing videos every week about the musicals, which has been amazing. Then 2 weeks ago, they had Phantom. And then this last week, they had Love Never Dies. Now, for those of you that love Love Never Dies, I didn't love it. I had huge problems with the plot. The music is beautiful, but I did have issues with how Christine's character was handled, and that is a topic for another day. But I watched the 25th anniversary Phantom, the one that was done at the Royal Albert Hall. Mind blown. Mind blown. That production, if you have not seen it, it's hard to get the DVD. I ended up buying it digitally on Amazon. You can also rent it on Amazon. Jaw-droppingly gorgeous. And there were all these Easter eggs, like people from the original Phantom were actually in the cast, and it's Sierra Bodges, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and that other guy, and it's absolutely amazing. And I think I have watched it every day since I bought it. And it's like 3 hours long, you guys. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've like put it on in the background. And Love Never Dies, I'm slowly falling more in love. Love Never Dies is the sequel to Phantom, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. I don't know. The character of Christine Daae is a little weak anyway, as far as just she could be more in charge of her own life, and I get the time and whatever, but then in Love Never Dies, it was really bad. She kind of lost her kid in Coney Island 3 times, and you know, but it's still really, really beautiful music. So I definitely would watch it, but I don't see myself watching that one over and over like I have been obsessed with Phantom of the Opera. So I don't know why I am so late to the Phantom train. I actually kind of resisted even seeing, when it would come to town, you know, with the national touring companies. Les Mis, absolutely would have to go see it. Cats, absolutely would have to go see it. You know, anything else that came into town, you know, Book of Mormon, loved it. Jersey Boys, had to go see it. Wicked, of course, had to go see it. Phantom, I was just like, man, I don't really know. Well, now I get it, y'all. Now I get it. I am loving it. So yeah, that was a lot of words about Phantom of the Opera, a show that is over 25 years old, but definitely go and check that out. All right, so if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I don't know if this was interesting. I have to tell you, now that I'm in quarantine and I'm not traveling and I'm not going anywhere, I just, I'm trying to come up with topics that I think are interesting. And I thought you might be looking for some things to read, some things to watch, either on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I've watched other YouTubers do these and I absolutely love these kinds of videos. So if I'm full of beans and this is a terrible idea, feel free to let me know. Actually, don't do that because that would really hurt my feelings. But if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up and let me know. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you go ahead and do that. As my mother used to say, that girl really can talk about anything, and evidently, yes, I can. So from my guest room, I'm Jen. I'm really glad that you were here. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.